Today I'm going to be taking apart a bunch of Lego sets for parts, because on this channel I hope to build some custom creations, and in order to do that I need a good raw selection of parts. So I have some older sets which have just been collecting dust on the shelf, and I'm just going to take them apart. Start with this little guy here. This is part of I think it was a Woman in Science and Technology set. So it was a bunch of science parts that go with it. And by taking this apart, I'm going to get a lot of good hinge parts, a lot of little parts I can be using for claws or bones like it's doing here. And just a bunch of random small loose elements that is good for multiple different types of construction activities. And as I'm doing this, well, at the end, I need my brick separator. If I can remember where I put it. That is a brick separator. Comes with most sets. What you can't see is me reaching behind my Lego storage unit, which is being very uncooperative. Just put that there for now. This is good for getting pieces that are kind of stuck and your fingers just can't take them apart. It's really good. You used to have to buy this, but now it pretty much comes with any major Lego set. Is this one piece? Two pieces. Well, that's a pretty unique piece. Oh, can't see it. There we go. So in my storage solution that I have, I sort Lego by the type. I don't have enough storage space to go type and color, so I usually do type, because when I'm building something, I'm more often than not looking for the functionality of the Lego piece rather than the color, and then I determine if I have enough of the color to make what I want, but I start with the functionality, because if I don't have the functionality, the color doesn't really matter. So it's been a while since I've done anything like this, so I can't remember what my actual sorting system is, but I do remember like these parts would be on their own because they're hinges. What I can't remember is these claw ones. Again, I'm putting them out of camera here. If these claw ones go with the hinge ones, we'll figure that out later. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to make little piles of them. These are good for attaching things. Well, you know what? I'll sort them later, because no point sorting until I can figure out which bins they're supposed to go in. As I say that, I keep sorting it, right? All right. These, I'm pretty sure I don't do by color. Right. Okay. Let's just keep, ooh, it's got a little bone. That's just a random part, accessory part. Just a rod. I was going to do a bunch of Lego sets at the same time and then sort them all at the same time, but that might be too much work to do the separation. So I'll do all the sets associated with, or all the parts associated with this set, and then I will put them in their bins. Lots of little claws. Could let my fingernails grow back to make this easier. The tool is good, this little tool, but to use it on everything would take too long. So here's a good thing to use it for. These parts are really wedged together. So, oh, but now that I say that, there's nothing for the tool to grip onto because there's these other parts in the way. Well, this little wedge part is good. Kind of getting into these cracks and helping pry them apart. When you don't have fingernails like me. I'm doing this and realizing I should have put on my other glasses because I can barely see what I'm doing. Well, I don't need my good glasses to take apart things, only to put them together because I need to read the instructions. All right. So I think this set is about, I want to say 3 years old. I have Lego that goes back to the mid-70s, early 80s, and I do find some of the parts, it is plastic after all, some of the parts over that period of time start to degrade to the point where some of the pieces actually break, which is not good. I don't know where that came from. I'll put that there. All right. I'm just sorting through my bin here. This is one of the figurines that goes with the set. I've seen one of these before. That's one part. It's colored. And I usually leave my figurines together when I sort them because I can always tear them apart later. I think this is another one. Magnifying glass. And what's really kind of neat in a smaller set like this is this piece has decoration on it. And it's printed. It's not a sticker. Stickers, nobody likes stickers. Just Google anything about Lego stickers and you'll get a lot of people have negative comments about them. Having a printed part, for one thing, it'll last as long as the piece, as long as you don't rub it. With stickers, the stickers are great for the first year, and then if you leave them out, they eventually get brittle and they will start to flake. And if you're taking apart the set, the stickers will eventually fall off. So if you get a Lego set that's got like 2 sticker sheets with 100 stickers, not the best. All right, that's a hinge. Hinges are always good. Little telescope. Oop. It's neat what you can make out of completely, well, I guess I'm going to say completely random parts, but these parts, this one's kind of customized, although it's a flower pot. I've seen that before. That's what I like about Lego. You can't always make exactly what you want, but you can usually do a good job of getting close to what you want, and it's enough that people can recognize what it is, and your imagination does the rest. That's what I'm going to hope to do on this channel is, while I have a lot of Lego, a lot of it is still in sets, and the parts that I do have in the bins behind me, which I'll show in a separate video at some point, there's about 6,000 pieces in there, which is pretty good. But of course, inevitably when I'm going to build something, I usually find I don't have the parts I need, whether the type or the color or both. So I get somewhat discouraged when making a custom model that I want it to look perfect, but I don't have the parts for it. And I'm not about to buy the parts I need just to make the one thing, or at least not now anyway. So what I'm trying to convince myself is it doesn't matter if the colors don't match. It's the building and the having fun building and creating Then if I build something and it's multicolored and I do want to eventually do another version of it with the right colors, then I can decide to buy the actual parts I need. Okay, I think this is everything from the Women in Science set, plus a couple other random pieces I threw in there. So do quick sorting. There's minifigs, a couple plates, printed elements. Regardless of what they are, I put them all in a separate bin, because if I'm doing a set, I'm like, oh, I really want something with some printed elements on it. I might not know what's in there, but at least I know all the printed stuff is in the one bin, not with the associated shape of the tile. So those are a separate bin. Pretty sure those are separate. I've got all the clear pieces in a separate bin. Cone, there's only one of those. All the tiles I know I keep in a separate bin, so those are easy to sort. Pull them all out here. This is kind of a custom piece. I have a little separate place for that, for decorative elements. Same thing with this, really. Okay, these ones, same thing with the bone. I'm not sure how good the sound is on this microphone, but if it got a little murky there for a minute, it's because my furnace turned on, and my furnace is very loud. For those who are not in Canada, it's February. It's still pretty cold, so the furnace is going to kick on a lot. Okay, I'm pretty sure the single and the double little hooks here go in the same bin, but just in case, I'll separate them out. All of these probably go together. Of course they go together. Hinge, I'm not sure if I put those in the right bins, or the same bins. These go in the same bins. All of these will go in the same bins. Sorry, I'm kind of muttering to myself. That's a custom piece. That really kind of is a custom piece too. It's another one of those, another one of those. Yeah, see, these probably go together. That's another little custom thing. This, not sure where that would go. These smooth pieces I usually keep in a single bin. That I'm not sure. These will go together. Now I've got two separate bins for these, although I keep the white, the gray, and the brown in the same bin. If it had a different color, it would go in a different bin. Smooth element. These are from a different... I don't know what to do with this one. Probably with these guys here. These, I'm not sure about those either. I got two of those. Okay. These round elements, I think I've got a bin just for round elements. I'm not sure about that either. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to probably pause the video while I get my bins out, because you don't need to see the back of me while I look at bins. Okay. That's sorted enough. I'm going to get the associated bins. So I took some time and I pulled most of the bins. I think we'll get most of the parts here. There are probably going to be some left over. But as I go, I'll show you the bins that I'm using. I'll start with the obvious stuff. Now, the bins I'm talking about, they're little tiny plastic trays like this. They go, you can kind of see behind me here. It's just a big plastic shelf where these trays go in. Relatively inexpensive, about $65 to $70 per rack, and each bin of these large one takes about 24 to 30, I think 30. actual trays. Might be 35, I'm not sure. Part of the problem with these bins is they are plastic. I had one shipment come where all the bins must have been left in the sun or something because they're all warped and they wouldn't fit in the shelves properly. And they're not that big. But when you're sorting Lego the way I am, you can actually get quite a bit of Lego in one of these bins before. You don't want to fill it right up to the top, otherwise the bin won't go into the shelf properly. But I've only got a couple Lego parts where I've had to go to a second bin for the same part. So far it's serving me well. I'm sure as I take more stuff apart, it's going to expand a little bit, as I've got a couple extra trays that have nothing in it at the moment, or shelves. So this is my minifig bin. Don't really have a lot of minifigs in here right now. Throw these two in there. That's easy. All right. I just realized I'm missing a bin. Where am I? Nope, I've got the right one. Okay. For these little round studs, I've got this. And like I say, I sort by the darker colors up to white. I think they're all part of the same basic color palette, so that's why I do that. And I just dropped one, which I will find later. Now, this is just any round cylindrical shaped element is what I put in here, as long as it's not transparent. So I've only got one of these. That goes in there. I've got another bin, not by shape, but any element that's kind of transparent and has some color to it, that's where this would go. I didn't pull that one. Okay, so I know I'm going to have that left over. And I didn't do that one. What do we got here? This is where these hooked elements go, and I do have the 2x1 and the 1x1s all in the same bin. This actually increases that quite a bit. This, I have anything that's just like a round stick. Sometimes it's like in these antenna pieces. These are good for like ladders or like say antennas. And here we have some more elements with hooks on it, and that's where I've got these ones in here. And I can see I've got 2x1 with one hook, 2x1 with two hooks, and the 1x1 with one hook. So actually all of these can go in there. Not showing the bin very well. There we go. All right, this bin has all of my pieces that can form part of a hinge. So obviously, like that, all these can go in there. And here we have these flat, smooth pieces. I wish I knew the actual names of the elements. I'm sure they've got a name. I don't know the part numbers, but I just go by functionality and shape. That can go in there. Here's another one. Okay, this bin here is anything smooth but has, it's either flat and small, like a 2x1 or 1x1, or it's got some sort of a shape to it. So that's where these pieces would go here. And actually, all of these, I can pick them up. Flat tiles are good for doing things like pavement or textured patterns. They're just a real pain to get off when you have to take a Lego set apart. All right, this one's pretty easy. Just a 2x2 or 2x1 with a stud on it. Those go in there. This can go over there. I've got a clear one here. Actually, double check, do I have any flat clear pieces in here, or do maybe I just don't have one yet? Well, it's going in there now. I'm pretty sure with my sorting system, there's some cross-contamination. I'm almost guaranteed there is, because my memory's not that great. Okay, these little cylindrical pieces, I have a bin with just anything round in it. So I believe that's where these will go, and that have some sort of a stud on the end. What are we left with? Here's my miscellaneous things like binoculars. What else you got here? Lightsabers. I'm pretty sure there's one in there already. That's what I call that. Flower pot. Can that go in here? Sure. And bone. And since this has color in it, I'm going to put it in the color bin rather than my special. Oh, no, actually, as I say that, I'm looking over at my other bin here. This bin has, there's another bottle in here. All right, I'm going to put you then in here. This one, I think, also has these things that look like little guns. I put this in there. So I'm just looking what I have in each bin to see if I am sorting everything correctly. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, now this one, I kind of call this one my animal parts bin. There's like little eyeballs and little horns. So I think this is where I'm going to put this guy. And all of these, which are really hard to pick up because they're very smooth and small. I'm not sure what to do with these. I might have a separate bin for that. Okay, this is easy. Don't have too many parts in here. So these ones, these are just 4x2s. These ones I gotta sort by size. Once I get to the 3, 2, and the 1, they get their own bin. Actually, no, what do I got here? 3s and 2s, 1s have their own bin. All right, anything sloping piece, like a wing piece, goes in here. My textured piece goes with my other textured pieces, or not textured, printed. Sorry. Magnifying glass can go in the miscellaneous parts. Missed that, that can go in there. Okay, I think I missed a cylinder. You can't see what I'm doing, throw it in there. So what do we have left? These little guys, what do I want to do with these? Do I consider these like animal parts? Do I have anything like that in here? Or well, let's just wait on that. This I know I've got somewhere. Yep, goes in here. Okay, so these all have little hooks on them. This is kind of a lightsaber. Should I put it with the rest of the lightsabers? Yeah. 2 of these. These I have a spot for, I think. I don't see it on the table. Okay, well, oh, maybe. Here we go. Yeah, this kind of confused me at first because most of the parts have ridges on them. But I think I'm sorting these ones just by round. Even though they're smooth, I wasn't sure if it goes in the smooth bin or in this bin. Put them in this bin. Okay, this I know I have a thing for, and this is, I get to test my editing skills later. Now this bin is getting kind of full. Enough for room for one more. You know, I'm going to go ahead and leave that out. I might use that later. These guys. Okay, these guys I know I've got something. I'm back. Obviously I got some bins here. I couldn't find an existing bin for these hinge parts. So it could very well be that I don't actually have any of those parts yet. So, new bin. It's only got 2 parts in it. I can go there for now. I found my bin with claws. I'm pretty sure that's where I want these to go, even though they're a little bit bigger. And same thing with these ones. Anything with some sort of a claw on the end of it, I think makes sense to go in here. I can also go there. This one as well. Bin's right here. I didn't even see it. What is this? Oh yeah, that's right. And then one lonely guy goes in here. Good, we're getting there. That goes under the camera. And I have just a giant bin where I put all of my big tiles. There we go. Clean table. That is how to take apart and sort, at least how I like to sort my Lego sets. So I think I'm going to end this video. I will start a new one with taking apart some more sets. Thank you for watching.